हरि ओम। ओम सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। येन धौता गिरः पुंसां विमलैः शब्दवारिभिः तमश्चाज्ञानजं भिन्नं तस्मै पाणिनये नमः। नत्वा सरस्वतीं देवीं शुद्धां गुण्यां करोम्यहम् पाणिनीयप्रवेशाय लघुसिद्धान्तकौमुदीम्। Hari Om. So today we are starting the text Vyakarana Grantha Laghusiddhantakaumudi. Laghusiddhantakaumudi is a short version of Siddhantakaumudi. And the question will be there, what is Siddhantakaumudi? Then only we will be able to understand what is Laghusiddhantakaumudi. So Siddhantakaumudi is a text of Vyakarana. Navya Vyakarana and Prachya Vyakarana. These are the two different streams of Sanskrit Vyakarana. So first, there are many different types of grammars available in Sanskrit literature. Just like in English also, different grammarians have written their own books of grammar. In the same way, there are Aindra, Chandra, Kashakrutsna, Shakatayana. These are the different grammars. Different grammarians wrote different grammars of Sanskrit language. But among them, very popular, it became very popular, Maharshi Paniniji's grammar. It's a book, name of book is Ashtadhyayi. Ashtadhyayi meaning, the meaning of the word is the book which has 8 chapters. Because it has 8 chapters, so name of that text is also given after those 8 chapters. Ashta Adhyayi, the book which has 8 chapters. So this particular grammar became very popular. Now it is very short version, means the very brief way of explanation is adopted by Maharshi Paniniji, Sutra form. So there are around 4,000 sutras. Using those sutras, Maharshi Paniniji explains different rules of grammar of Sanskrit. Now it is in very short format. It is a specific style of explanation which is very common in Sanskrit literature. To understand that the short style of Maharshi Paniniji is how he is explaining each grammar rule. Further explanation is required. How do we understand those sutras? Once you understand sutras, and then once we understand the style of Maharshi Paniniji and how the sutra format will work, once we understand, then just Ashtadhyayi itself becomes sufficient to understand Sanskrit grammar. But before that, to enter in that actual main grammar, which is written by Maharshi Paniniji, we do need some explanation, some basic studies. And those explanations, those studies are these 2 different streams of grammar. So main grammar is Maharshi Paniniji's Ashtadhyayi. Then Kashika, which is the old text which gives explanation for Maharshi Paniniji's grammar. So one sutra is taken, and then that sutra is explained. What is the meaning? And then examples are given. Thus, whole Ashtadhyayi, all 4,000 sutras are explained in this manner. So this is the style which is called Prachya Vyakarana. Prachya Vyakarana means the old grammar, just like Old Testament, New Testament. We can understand Prachya Vyakarana, Navya Vyakarana. So Prachya Vyakarana, what does it do? Maharshi Paniniji, when he writes sutras, he has one particular order in his mind. So he follows one particular order. In that order only he writes different rules. that order plays a major role in the Ashtadhyayi. In order to understand the rules, we must understand what is the order of those rules. Generally, this is not very uncommon. This is not very common for other studies. We don't find, okay, what is the need? But in Ashtadhyayi, it is very important. We must understand what is the order of sutras. And then only it becomes easy to understand. Now in Prachya Vyakarana, when they are explaining Kashikakara, when they explain the sutras, so they will follow the order of Ashtadhyayi. Whereas Navya Vyakarana, which came later in around 17th century, 16th, 17th century, Bhattoji Dikshitaji, who wrote text named Siddhantakaumudi, and again he himself wrote commentary on his own book, Praudha Manorama. So this style is Navya. Navya means new style of explanation. Bhattoji Dikshitji in his Siddhantakaumudi also explains the same thing, all the same sutras he will explain. Little bit in the manner of brief, means he will explain little bit briefly, not as wide explanation is given by Kashikakara, not that much he will give, but he will write little bit short, in short version. Of course, more than Ashtadhyayi. Ashtadhyayi sutras are very short. And sutras, and examples. In Kashika, mostly we will see the examples are very common. The Laukika examples are given. Any common Laukika, day-to-day life examples are given. Whereas Bhattoji Dikshitji gives more spiritual or religious examples to explain the same thing. So that is the difference. And Bhattoji Dikshitji, what is the main difference between Prachya Vyakarana and Navya Vyakarana is Bhattoji Dikshitji has not followed the order of Maharishi Paniniji when he explained the sutras. Of course, we need the order of sutras. Without order, it is not possible. But in order to compose his text, okay, he does not follow the order of Maharishi Paniniji's sutras. But rather, what he does, he takes the sutras and using those sutras, what is the expected outcome out of those rules? Suppose I want the rules which will give me the form of past participle of go. This to go is the root, and I want the past participle of this to go root. So there will be 3-4 rules in the different chapters. So unless you study whole Ashtadhyayi, you will not get the past participle of to go. Okay, this is the Prachya system, where you have to study whole Ashtadhyayi to form past participle of to go this route. Now, because the different rules will be there in different chapters, you have to study all those chapters. Then you will realize, okay, these 6 rules which exist in different chapters, after studying them, I am going to get the past participle. Whereas what does Bhattoji Dikshitji do? He takes all those 6 rules, puts together, and he says, see, study these 6 rules and you will get the past participle of to go. But Bhattoji Dikshitji will give those 6 rules which will help you to create the past participle of to go. Hold together, you will get the set. So when you study Bhattoji Dikshitji's one chapter, you will be able to form one particular grammatical set of words or roots or participles, anything. One particular grammatical term will be explained by Bhattoji Dikshitji. Whereas Prachya Paddhati, you have to study whole Ashtadhyayi, you will get whole Sanskrit. But Bhattoji Dikshitji style, you study one particular chapter, you will get one particular term very well explained. So this is the difference. Now Navya Paddhati became very popular. And nowadays, even nowadays, both the streams are studied even now. Prachya Paddhati is also followed, Navya Paddhati is also followed. Both of them have their advantages, disadvantages. But anyway, Laghusiddhantakaumudi, which text we are going to study, comes under the Navya Paddhati, the new style of grammar. So that is what we are going to study. Now, नव्य व्याकरण पद्धती started with Bhattoji Dikshitji's Siddhanta Kaumudi. There was Prakriya Kaumudi, etc., but they did not become very popular, whereas Siddhanta Kaumudi became very much popular. So this Siddhanta Kaumudi explains all 4,000 sutras, all Vartikas, almost all Vartikas it will explain. Then, but it becomes, huge grammar. Unless a student is desirous to study grammar itself for a long time, or he wants to know the whole grammar, then Siddhanta Kaumudi is appropriate. This is the proper text to study. But if a student wants to study some other Shastra, suppose someone wants to study Vedanta Shastra, he may not need the whole grammar. Whole grammar is not required for him. Just basic grammar, which will give him the introduction of basic Sanskrit, which will be used in the text of Vedanta, in the text of Nyaya, in the text of different Shastras. So the basic understanding and the fundamental rules once are explained, then there is no need of whole grammar. So for those students, what should be done? Because to study whole Ashtadhyayi or to study whole Siddhanta Kaumudi, you have to spend a lot of time. And after studying that whole grammar, person goes to the different Shastra. To go to next Shastra, Vyakaran itself takes almost only Siddhanta Kaumudi, when someone wants to study, it will take at least 3 to 4 years. And then if study of different Shastra starts, it actually takes a lot of time. Therefore, Varada Rajacharyaji, another scholar of Sanskrit grammar, what he did, he took few sutras, around 1200 sutras, he took from Siddhanta Kaumudi. He took the same style of Siddhanta Kaumudi with little bit more brief manner. He will not take the very long explanation again. And the examples also, very few examples, taking those necessary examples. He created a short version of Siddhanta Kaumudi with those around 1200 sutras. That is Laghusiddhanta Kaumudi. Now, Laghusiddhanta Kaumudi became more popular in later days. It became popular because the one who wants to study Vedanta, he does not go to thereafter. When the Laghusiddhanta Kaumudi was created, the student who wants to study Vedanta or Nyaya or something else or Dharma Shastra, so they started studying Laghusiddhanta Kaumudi, because Laghusiddhanta Kaumudi in few days, at least even Laghusiddhanta Kaumudi will take around 1 year. It depends upon the student and the teaching style of teacher as well. How many classes or how many hours we are spending on the study of that, it depends. But still, around 1 year or 1.5 years is required for Laghusiddhanta Kaumudi. So within this short period of time, Laghusiddhanta Kaumudi gets over, and with that much understanding of grammar, any student can just enter in the work of any other Shastra. And even if someone wants to study Vyakarana itself, and at the beginning itself someone takes the Siddhanta Kaumudi or the Kashika, it becomes huge. So Varada Rajacharyaji kept that in mind, that okay, let me give the short version of grammar, which will be introductory. And with that short text, once the student becomes eligible or becomes ready, gets warmed up, then he can easily enter in the any Shastra. And not only any other Shastra, but in the Paniniya Shastra, whatever the Vyakarana is there, whole Vyakarana, that also becomes easy for him. For that purpose, this Laghusiddhanta Kaumudi was created. And we are also going to study Laghusiddhanta Kaumudi for the same purpose. Now, without taking much time, we will take the Mangalam. Mangalam is offering salutations. So there are different types of Mangalam. Here, the Namaskara Rupa Mangalam is performed, means where the salutations are offered. And then what is there in the text is briefly, in just 2-3 words, is mentioned. That we will see, and we will begin our Laghusiddhantakaumudi. I will share the screen. This is the Laghusiddhantakaumudi, first shloka. This one, the second one. नत्वा सरस्वतीं देवीं शुद्धांगुण्यां करोम्यहं पाणिनीय प्रवेशाय लघुसिद्धान्तकौमुदी. What is this shloka? We will understand, but before that we will chant it. Already we chanted once. Once again we will chant in order to have the explanation. Natva saraswatīm devīm शुद्धांगुण्यां करोम्यहं पाणिनीय प्रवेशाय लघुसिद्धान्तकौमुदी. नत्वा सरस्वतीं देवीं शुद्धांगुण्यां करोम्यहं पाणिनीय प्रवेशाय लघुसिद्धान्तकौमुदी. So what is the first statement in this shloka? So aham लघुसिद्धान्तकौमुदीं करोमि. aham कौमुदीं करोमि. aham लघुसिद्धान्तकौमुदीं करोमि. I make Laghusiddhantakaumudi, means I write or I create this Laghusiddhantakaumudi. This is the main line, main statement of this shloka. In this shloka, what is the main statement? So this is the main statement. Aham means I, Laghusiddhantakaumudi means Laghusiddhantakaumudi, karomi I do Laghusiddhantakaumudi. So he gives first that for what purpose I am composing this Laghusiddhantakaumudi. Then after doing what I do this Laghusiddhantakaumudi, that will be the another statement. So first he will, let's see the purpose. Why am I doing this Laghusiddhantakaumudi? So he is saying that Paniniya Praveshaya aham Laghusiddhantakaumudim karomi. For what reason? Why are you doing this Laghusiddhantakaumudi? He says Paniniya Praveshaya. Pravesha, admission or entrance. Paniniya Pravesha, admission in the Paniniya. What is Paniniya? Paniniya. Paninina Proktam. That which is said by Maharshi Paniniji. That which is said. That which is said by Maharshi Panini. Paniniya means what? That which is said by Maharshi Panini. What is said by Maharshi Paniniji? Grammar is said by Maharshi Paniniji, or the science of words is Paniniya. Maharshi Paniniji talks about what? The science of words. How the word should be used. How the sentence should be constructed. So this is what Maharshi Paniniji talks about. What is that science of word? It is grammar. Vyakarana. That is the Paniniya. Paniniya means what? What will be the eventual, the last meaning of this? So meaning will become Paniniya. Paniniya equal to Vyakaranam. or Shabda Shastram. Shabda Shastram means what? Shastra means science. Shabda Shastra means what? Science of words, which is Vyakarana. Paninina Proktam. Because Vyakarana is said by Maharshi Paniniji, therefore Paniniya means Vyakarana Shastra. Now, Pravesha, what is the meaning of Pravesha? The second word, Pravesha means entrance or admission. Pravesha. Paniniya Pravesha means entrance or admission. I don't know this admission word, how much appropriate it will be. So just you have to understand that someone wants to enter in the Shabda Shastra, in the science of Shabda. So for the entrance or the admission in the science of words, which belongs to Maharshi Paniniji because it was said by Maharshi Paniniji, for that purpose, Aham Laghusiddhantakaumudim karomi. I make or I write this Laghusiddhantakaumudi. After doing what? So he says, Natva Saraswatim Devim. The first line, Natva Saraswatim Devim, here it starts. So, Saraswatim Devim Natva. Saraswatim Devim Natva. Means what? Natva means after having bowed down or after offering salutations. Natva means after offering salutations. Past perfect participle can be said. So after performing one action, he is performing another action. So first he is performing an action of salutations, offering salutations to Saraswati Devi. So he offers salutations. So one action is performed, and now he is moving towards the second action, which is composing or creating the Laghusiddhantakaumudi. So Natva Saraswatim Devim. Saraswati means Saraswati, goddess Saraswati, Mother Saraswati. Devi, Devi, goddess. So goddess Saraswati, after having offered salutations to goddess Saraswati, Aham Laghusiddhantakaumudim karomi. I create this Laghusiddhantakaumudi. That is the meaning, full meaning of this shloka. Now, let's understand what is the word, the meaning of word Laghusiddhantakaumudi. Because rest of the words we already know. Two more words are remaining. Shuddhangunyam. Shuddhangunyam, these two words are remaining. So Saraswatim Devim Natva. After having offered salutations to goddess Saraswati, I create this Laghusiddhantakaumudi. But he gives two adjectives to the Saraswati word. Okay, to Saraswati. What type of Saraswati? He describes. I offer to salutations to this Saraswati Devi. What type of Saraswati Devi is that? So he says, Shuddha and Gunya. What type of Saraswati is that? He says that Shuddha and Gunya, she is very pure. So I offer my salutations to Saraswati, who is very, very pure. So I offer to salutations that Saraswati, who is very much pure. And then he says, Gunya. Gunya means what? The one who has gunas. Guna, virtues. So the one who has very praiseworthy virtues, one who is very pure, that goddess Saraswati, I am offering my salutations to that goddess Saraswati. And after having offered salutations to that type of Saraswati, I create Laghusiddhanta Kaumudi. That is the meaning of full shloka. So, aham shuddham gunyam saraswatim devim natva paniniya praveshaya Laghusiddhanta Kaumudim karomi. After having offered salutations to the pure and the one who has very praiseworthy gunas, Saraswati, I create Laghusiddhanta Kaumudi for the purpose of entrance in the Vyakarana Shastra. For that purpose, after having offered salutations to Mata Saraswati, I do this Laghusiddhanta Kaumudi. That is the meaning of full shloka. Natva Saraswatim Devim Shuddham Gunyam Karomi Aham Paniniya Praveshaya Laghusiddhanta Kaumudim. The whole meaning is done. Now let's understand what is the meaning of Laghusiddhanta Kaumudi, this word. We must understand. What is Laghusiddhanta Kaumudi? Okay, it's name of text. But yes, okay, fine. Still, we want to know the whole meaning of that word. How that compound will be broken. So let's see. Laghu, then Siddhanta, then Kaumudi. Laghu means small. Siddhanta means the theories, or better, theories only we will take. The theories of this grammar, which are well discussed. Siddhanta is what? Well discussed theory or well discussed rule. Suppose I am going to write one rule. In order to create one particular rule, a person cannot just get up and make one particular rule. Take for example, we want to add new rule in Constitution. It is not that easy. Chalo, let's create one particular rule and let's add that and follow that rule. It is not possible. Before writing one particular rule for the Constitution, we have to study everything about that rule. Unless we have studied everything and after having understood the whole scene or the purpose of that rule, then only that particular rule can be created. Otherwise, that rule may not be able to serve the purpose for which it is created. So therefore, Siddhanta means the theory, well discussed theory, well discussed rule. That we have to understand. Now, Laghusiddhanta Kaumudi. So Siddhanta Kaumudi, Siddhantanam Kaumudi. This we have to understand. The Kaumudi, for now, you just understand Kaumudi is just a text. Okay, that much you understand. Later we will see the meaning of Kaumudi. But for now, okay, for the sake of understanding the word Siddhanta, just take Kaumudi word as book. So book which has Siddhanta, which has theories, which are well discussed. Okay, Siddhanta Kaumudi means Siddhantanam Kaumudi. The book which has Siddhanta, the theories, the rules which are already well discussed. Okay? Which the rules which do not have any ambiguity or the flaws, the flawless rules, flawless theories of grammar, which contains, who contains the book Kaumudi contains. Now, Kaumudi, let's come to this word. Okay, Kaumudi. What is the meaning of Kaumudi? So, Kaumudi is the light of moon. Okay, Jyotsna, Chandrika, light of moon. A light of moon which has theories of grammar, which are well discussed, becomes, looks like, okay, what type of book is this? So, Kaumudi eva Kaumudi. Here we have to understand. It's like a light of moon, not exact light of moon, not actual light of moon, but like light of moon. That's how we have to understand. So this book is named as Light of Moon. Why? Kaumudi means the light of moon, is very delightful. There is a light of sun, and there is light of moon. We do see objects in the both lights. Okay, it shows us path. The sunlight also shows the path. Moonlight also shows the path. What is the difference? When sunlight shows the path, it also gives you the heat, which we do not expect, we don't desire for it. We get tired in the light of sun. We get exhausted. It does show us path, but these are the flaws we can say, or disadvantage we can say. But when it comes to the moonlight, it is very delightful. It shows us path as well as it gives us happiness. It gives us joy. We do not get tired to walk in the moonlight. So it shows us path. It serves its purpose as well as along with that, it gives us delight. It gives us pleasure. It gives us happiness. I don't know if you have this experience of walking in the moonlight. We used to walk to go to Pandharpur. So we had planned the journey of 6 days, and in 6 days we had planned to cover 288 kilometers. You know, daytime it used to become so exhausting. First 2 days we tried to walk in the daytime. It was too exhausting. So we decided that in the afternoon we will sleep or we will take rest. In the night we will walk. So we used to walk till 11 to 12 o'clock. We never felt tired. And morning 3 o'clock we used to get up and again we used to walk. Then it used to be very delightful. Not very exhausting, not very tiring. So Kaumudi, the light of moon, is like that. Which shows us path, which serves the main purpose of light. And also it does not make us tired. That is the difference between moonlight and sunlight. So this particular text is named as moonlight. Chandrika, Jyotsna. That is the synonyms. I'm just taking Kaumudi, Chandrika or Jyotsna. Now, Siddhantanam Kaumudi means the Kaumudi, the moonlight of the theories, of the rules of grammar. Now, there was Siddhanta Kaumudi. Already Siddhanta Kaumudi was there. Siddhanta Kaumudi is the text by Bhattoji Dikshit ji. What is the difference between this Siddhanta Kaumudi and that Siddhanta Kaumudi? So he says, Laghusiddhantakaumudi. Laghu means what? Small, the short one. It is Siddhantakaumudi, but it is Laghusiddhantakaumudi. It is not huge. Laghusiddhantakaumudi is huge. The whole Paniniya grammar is explained in that. It became so popular. It is so great work that it is said Mahabhashya is a translation, whole commentary of Ashtadhyayi. Huge, vast commentary. That is the, we can say, the final text of Ashtadhyayi, the Sanskrit Vyakaran. And everything, almost everything, if at all, somewhere we get stuck and we are not able to make the decision in order to pursue one particular rule or one particular usage of Sanskrit grammar or word, then what is the last text that we should open and we see the solution? That is Mahabhashyam, written by Maharishi Patanjali. So that great that text is, even now it is well respected in the stream of Vyakaran. All the scholars will respect. And that is the only commentary. Commentary means Bhashya. That is the only Bhashya which is called Mahabhashya, a great commentary. That's how it is called. So there are plenty of Bhashyas, the very popular Bhashyas of Shankaracharya. Bhashya on Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Bhashya on Brahma Sutras, Bhashya on Upanishads. But those Bhashyas, even by Ramanujacharya ji, there is Bhashya. Madhvacharya ji, he has written some Bhashya. There are plenty of Bhashyas, but none of those Bhashyas are called Mahabhashya. No. Only the Vyakaranam Bhashya is called Mahabhashya by Maharishi Patanjali. And that Mahabhashya, so there is one phrase, they say, if you have studied Kaumudi, then there is no need of putting efforts for Mahabhashya. And if you have not studied Laghusiddhanta Kaumudi, then your efforts for Bhashya are futile. So I don't know exact word by word translation. It does not give that rasam, but I will tell the Sanskrit phrase. Kaumudi yadi adhita vrutha bhashye parishramah. Kaumudi yadi anadhita vrutha bhashye parishramah. If you have studied Kaumudi, then your efforts for Bhashya are futile. And if you have not studied Siddhanta Kaumudi, whatever you are putting efforts for Bhashya are just meaningless. There is no use of those efforts. So that much great that Siddhanta Kaumudi is. So it is huge. It is vast. The whole grammar is covered in that Siddhanta. Varadaraja ji finds the short solution for students who are beginners and they want to enter in the Shastra. For them, he takes the short version of Siddhanta Kaumudi and names it as Laghusiddhanta Kaumudi. It is also delightful. It gives you joy to study. If at all we pay attention and try to understand. And if we study, then only it gives delight. Otherwise, even Laghusiddhanta Kaumudi also becomes difficult only. But anyway, we will study in this way. It is easy. If we pay attention, it becomes easy. So this is the meaning of Laghusiddhanta Kaumudi. Laghu, short, Siddhanta, the theories or the rules which are well discussed by scholars of that Kaumudi. Kaumudi, the light of moon, means like light of moon. This is the text. This text is named like this, Laghusiddhanta Kaumudi. This Laghusiddhanta Kaumudi, aham karomi, I do or I create. After what? So after offering salutations to Shuddha, the pure and virtuous Saraswati. For what purpose? Paniniya Praveshaya, in order to have admission in the Paniniya Shabda Shastra. For that, I am creating this Laghusiddhanta Kaumudi. Let me say just how much time we have spent. Should not go beyond 1 hour. Anyway, doesn't matter. Okay, that was the Mangalam, means the initial, the beginning shloka where salutations are offered to Saraswati Devi. And now, right after this, Laghusiddhanta Kaumudi starts. He starts Laghusiddhanta Kaumudi. So let's start. What is the Laghusiddhanta Kaumudi? I will take you to the main sutras. So first, Laghusiddhanta Kaumudi will begin the original text I will share, then I will share the document. This is the Mangalam, this original book. I have shared the PDF. Now, immediately after finishing the Mangalam, Natva Saraswatim Devim Shuddhangonyam Karomyam Paniniya Praveshaya Laghusiddhanta. This Mangalam is over, and then Atha Saudnya Prakaranam. Here, the first Prakaranam, we can say the first topic which is dealt in this Laghusiddhanta Kaumudi is Saudnya Prakaranam. Saudnya means name, title. Prakaranam means topic. What is the first topic in Laghusiddhantakaumudi? It is the topic of names. Names are given. What are the names? Because he is going to talk about grammar, in the grammar, he is going to talk about different theories, different rules. Now, when he is going to talk, we must understand the meanings of words which are going to be used. When it is said participle, I must understand what is the meaning of participle. When he says dhatu or when he says root, I must understand what is the root. When he says tense, I must understand what is the meaning of tense. So first, what is he explaining? He is taking few names which are going to be used in the rules. Those names he is discussing first itself. And name is called Saudhnya. Prakaranam means topic. The topic where all the names of different terms are discussed, are mentioned. So that is the first Prakaranam, first topic dealt in Laghusiddhantakaumudi. Now first, here the 14 sutras are explained. 14 sutras. These are the first 14 sutras. What are those? We have to understand. First, we will read sutras and then we will see the explanation about those 14 sutras. Ai un, rul ruk, e ong, ai ouch, hayavarat, lan, nyamangananam, jabhain, khadadash, jabagadadash, kapha chathatha chatatau, kapai, shashasar, hal, iti Maheshwarani Sutrani. These are the Maheshwara Sutras or Paniniya Sutras or Akshara Samamnaya. This is Akshara Samamnaya. These are the different names. Or Pratyahara Sutra. This is the name given to these 14 sutras. What are these 14 sutras? These 14 sutras are alphabet. Nothing but alphabet. A, I, U, Ru, Ru, E, O, I, O. Till this fourth sutra, in these first 4 sutras, all the vowels are mentioned. Then from this 5th sutra, Ha, till this last Hal, all the consonants are discussed. Okay. And then among the consonants, there are different types of consonants. Some are nasal, some are ushma. These are different categories. There is no point even if I mention. When I say nasal, of course you can understand what is the nasal, that is that which is related to nose. So N is an consonant in English, which is like B. B is one of the consonant and N is one of the consonant. B is pronounced only with mouth, whereas N is pronounced with nose. So N becomes nasal consonant. In the same way, in Sanskrit also there are few consonants which are nasal, few consonants which are not nasal, which are very common like B, C, D. And there is another variety which are Ushma, another variety which is Antastha. So various types are there. So those from the 5th sutra till 14th sutra, whatever consonants are there, they themselves will get divided into different categories and they will be named as different. So what is that? That we will see later. But what is there in these 14 sutras? So it is all the alphabet are mentioned. What is the purpose of these 14 sutras? That we have to understand. What is the purpose behind these 14 sutras? The purpose is to create different small terms or small names which will be used for different purpose. Suppose Maharishi Paniniji wants to talk about A, E, and U, these 3 vowels. So, to talk about these 3 vowels, he does not want to repeat the 3 vowels again and again in the rules. So, in order to avoid the repetition or the vast explanation of letters, he has created these 14 sutras. Suppose he wants to talk about all vowels. So all vowels are covered in this a, e, u. This na is there at the end. And rul, a, ong, I, ouch. Okay. In this till this cha, all the vowels are discussed. So instead of mentioning a, e, u, rul, a, o, I, o, okay, he wants to talk about vowels. What he will say? He will say ach. Means what? He will take the first letter of first sutra and the last letter of this I, ouch, of sutra which has vowels. So a till cha he will read. Ach. He will not read in between whatever vowels are coming in between a and cha. He will not read. He will just read first letter and the last letter. In between letters will be understood with this just ach. When it is said H, H means what? He is beginning with A and ending with cha. So A, O, I and O. These all vowels he will not repeat. He will just say H, and we have to understand these four vowels are being taught. Suppose he wants to talk about all consonants. So he will say ha and this last la. Is this last la. So he will begin with ha and end with la. That means we have to understand whatever letters are coming in between ha and la, or those letters are being talked, are being expected to be understood. For that purpose, he has created these 14 sutras. That is the main reason behind these 14 sutras. So, of course, it is Shabda Shastra, the science which deals with words and letters. So, he is going to talk about words and letters. So, for that purpose, he has created these 14 sutras. When he is going to talk about those words, letters, so those letters he will not mention every time each and every letter. Just he will give the brief term and he will use that. Just purpose will be served. So that brings very brevity in the explanation. To create sutras, the short forms of rules, it becomes very much helpful. That is the main reason, main purpose behind this 14 sutras. And he has used them extraordinarily in whole Ashtadhyayi. We will see the magic he creates with these 14 sutras. That is excellent way of explanation. We can't even imagine that way he has explained or he has used these 14 sutras. Anyway, that is the main purpose. So these are the 14 sutras for that purpose. The line here it starts. Iti Maheshwarani Sutrani Anadi Saunjnarthani. That is the first line of Laghusiddhantakaumudi. Let's understand what is that. Iti means thus. Thus. Maheshwarani Sutrani. Sutrani, the word. Maheshwarani Sutrani. Maheshwarani is an adjective. Sutrani is a word. Maheshwarani is describing Sutrani, this word. What is Maheshwarani Sutrani? Sutrani means these sutras. Maheshwarani Sutrani means what? Those sutras which have come from Maheshwara. Maheshwara, Bhagavan Shiva. So there is one story where Maharshi Paniniji performs penance, and after that tapas, Bhagavan Shiva becomes prasanna, and he gives these 14 sutras as a boon. He plays his damru. Nanada dhakka navapanchavaram. 9 and 5 times he plays the dhakka, and from that voice Maharshi Paniniji gets these 14 sutras. Because those 14 sutras have come from the Maheshwara, they are called Maheshwara Sutra. That which has come from Maheshwara is called Maheshwara. What has come from Maheshwara? These sutras have come from Maheshwara. Therefore, those are called Maheshwarani Sutrani. Sutrani, Maheshwarani. Those who have come from Maheshwara. What is the purpose? So purpose is explained. Maheshwarani Sutrani Anadi Saunjnarthani. In order to create Saunjnya, in order to create names, what type of names or what names, to create what names? The name like un, to create name like un, these Maheshwara Sutras are. These Maheshwara Sutras exist or are for what purpose? To create names like un. To create names like un. These sutras are for to create names like un. What is this un? So let's understand what is un. Now I will take you to the document. Here is the document. These are the 14 sutras just I have mentioned here. Just ignore the upper part that we require later. Here, I un, ruluk, e om, I out, chaivarat, lun, yamanganam, jabai, gadada, jabagadash, kapachar, kapai, sar, hal. These are the 14 Maheshwara Sutras, and this is the first line which we read there in that book. Iti Maheshwarani Sutrani Anadi Saudnyarthani. Now we are seeing Anadi Saudnyarthani. This is the word Anadi Saudnyarthani. What is the meaning of Anadi? So un, etc. This line is explained. These are called Maheshwara Sutras. The purpose of these sutras is to make Saudnya. Saudnya means what? Name. Name. To make Saudnya in bracket name like un. So un is name. Okay. Name of what? Name of e u. Name of e u. How is it decided? How do we understand that? Okay, un is the name of e u. So he says, pay attention here. And na. What is pronounced in this name? And na. These two letters are pronounced. Okay. And this un becomes name of e u. How? So these in between whatever letters are coming e and u are just avoided, are not read. Just and this n is read, the last letter, and thus it becomes that and n un becomes name of letters which are coming in between. In the same way, if I read and this k, so it becomes ak. Ak. So ak, the first letter, and the k here, which is the letter which I have used in the word or the name ak. So this ak becomes name of the letters e, u, and r, and this l. Okay. Sir, this ana is also coming in between. Why this ana you did not count? Those ending consonants are not counted. They are not counted. Their purpose is just to create these names. Okay. Their purpose is to just to help to create these names. They do not have any other purpose. Okay. That is the main we have to understand. Suppose if I want to create, I started with and I ended with ch. So it will become ach. So ach, when it is said, so this ach becomes the name of letters which are coming in between and ch. So when it is said ach, may this ach get disappear. Means what? May this e, u, ru, lu, a, I, o get disappear. That is the meaning. So that is how these 14 sutras are helpful to create these names like an, ak, ach, etc. That is the reason. Now, it is not just, okay, one particular name will begin with the beginning of any particular sutra, even it can start with E. Just like ak, we can create ik. Ik means what? E, u, ru, lu. You have to begin with E, end with ka, and whatever will come in between E and ka, that will be the thing of which this name is. So that is how we can say al. When it is said al, let's see what comes in between a and l. So a, e, u, ru, lu, e, o, I, o, chavat, lun. And there here comes hal. So l means what? All letters. Whole alphabet. So this was the line. Iti Maheshwarani Sutrani Anadi Saudnyarthani. An adi means an etc. An etc. Saudnyarthani. For the purpose of the names Saudnya, like an, like in, like ak, like ach, like jash. So these are the few Saudnyas, few names which are created out of these 14 sutras, and they belong to whom? So ach means what? A, u, ru, lu, e, I, o. Jash means what? Ja, bha, gha, dha, dha. So in this way, different saudnyas, the short forms are created. That is the main purpose of this 14 Maheshwara Sutras. Now, this an, this in, this ak, which are the saudnyas or the names, they are called pratyahara. They are called pratyahara. Okay. So the purpose of 14 Maheshwara Sutras is to create pratyahara, is to create saudnya, or is to create name like an, in, ik, ak, jash, jhash, these saudnyas. To create these saudnyas is the purpose of Maheshwara Sutras, and these saudnyas, these names are named as pratyahara. That is the meaning. Pratyahara is the name given to the names of this to the an, in, ak, etc. So that is the meaning. Maheshwarani Sutrani Anadi Saudnyarthani. That is the meaning of this first line. Now, what is the meaning of this Esham Antyaha Itaha Hakaradishu Akara Ucharanartha Lan Madhye to It Saudnyakaha? That we will see in the next class. Let we'll stop here only. Let's do Shanti Patha. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishtate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Guru Bhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Hari Om.